Check, check, check. How do I am coming out in the speakers to me hearing it?
Hey everybody, it's Rogue Wildy, and today I'm going to be showing you how to defeat the Clover Dancers. This is my setup. I've got the Silk Spear attached. I'm using the Hunter Crest, Fractured Mask, Injector Band. I've got the weighted belt, and also I've got the Long Claw attached on my Vesta Crest there on the left-hand side. To reach this fight, you're going to need to enter into Verdania, which is only accessible once you've completed Act 3 prerequisites and entered in and found this area, which is to the east of Grey Moor. This fight is pretty straightforward, but it does not mean that it's easy. It is a pretty difficult fight overall, just because it takes the original Cogwork Dancers fight and amps up the difficulty pretty substantially. So you can see that I do take quite a bit of damage in the fight, but the good news is if you're able to keep a cool head, you can re-heal pretty easily because every attack that comes at you is telegraphed by a little beam of light, and so you kind of know what to expect and when it's coming. The hardest part I would say about this fight is when you have to avoid the flurry attacks. This is when the beams of light will cross into a pattern on the screen and you have to find an open space, and you either have to stand or hover there. Some places it doesn't give you the option to just stand. You do have to pick a spot and then hover there with your drifter's cloak. Also, another cool thing that they added in for this fight is that when the fighters come together in the middle for the clash, now it's creating this kind of a whirlwind that will follow you up and over. So you're kind of forced to jump over the top of the Clover Dancers to get out of the way. The third thing that I'll note about this fight is now instead of being able to attack one of both of the dancers, you really only have the option to attack one of them. That is the Green Prince. You recognize him from the cage where we rescue him with a simple key in the Sinner's Road. But once you've had a chance to go through this fight a couple of times, you'll start to get the pacing a little bit better. And the best thing to note about it is if you do take damage, don't worry about it too much. There's plenty of opportunities in the fight to get your hits in. Just what I would do is once you start to see that the Green Prince is going to be telegraphing a dash towards the ground, get in close to where you assume he's going to be landing, and then get in 2 to 3 hits once he gets there. I would go for 2, at most 3 in the first stage, but once the fight picks up in tempo, you're really only going to have time to get in maybe 2 hits. So don't get too greedy here as the fight gets on, and also don't be impatient. It does seem like it drags on, but really it's a pretty short fight overall. It just feels hectic because there's a lot going on, but you'll get there. Just be patient and don't get too greedy, like I said.
Thank you very much for watching, and if you found it helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss future content. I'll be uploading more tutorials over the next few weeks, and I'd love for you to join me live on Twitch, where I share gameplay, tips, and behind-the-scenes practice. You can just look me up. My handle is Rogue Wildy, just like here. Drop a comment also and let me know what you're currently working with or struggling on. That way I can help and make sure you get the tutorials you need to cover what you need in the future. So I'll see you in the next one.